It should. Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to OnlyLeedsBros for player ratings, a new show that we're going to be doing after the day after every game, and we'll give our thoughts on every player. This is one that we want to get you guys involved in the chat. So let us know what you think, because it's one of them that your opinion is never really right. It's just what you think yourself, how players played. Some people might see some things that they do, some people that they don't. So it's really good to kind of have a conversation about this one. Leeds United did win 3-0 yesterday against our Yorkshire rivals, seeing us go back to the top of the table. Dillo, how do you feel the day after? Little summary after the game.
Yeah, kind of still the same. The 3 points are on the board, but up the guys.
Come on,
Joe B,
B.
what a man. What a man. Honestly,
Joe B rated us.
Right, I love
Thanks
it.
very
I
much,
love
Joe. And Danny does say smash a like and subscribe. Sorry, Dillo, go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, I'm the same as what I was yesterday. Like at the end of the day, the performance wasn't that great, lads. There was times that Leeds, shined through, looked well,
Yeah.
and moments. I'm just more worried about being a consecutive, keeping switched on throughout the whole game. But look, 3 points, 3 goals. Wednesday didn't really offer anything as such to. But he came at us, did he? You know what I mean? But they
They
didn't.
huffed and puffed, but they never
Yeah,
really laid a glove on us. The
yeah,
one kind of half kind of chance before we got the second one, wasn't it, when it was flicked on by Patterson? I think it was Ugbo in the middle and it went right across the goal. And yeah, they didn't really trouble us, Dylan, but they put it up to us though, didn't they? Without
yeah.
really kind of any goal threat.
To a certain degree, they did. Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, 3 points doesn't matter how you win. Once you win, that's the way I'm looking at it.
Danny's right, yeah, it is. Hopefully, Danny, hopefully.
Please God.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 points we won. That's the main thing. I don't care how they go in. I'm not looking for a great performance week in, week out. We get across the line. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
3 points is 3 points. And then rebuild if we get it. Well, we will get up to the Premier League. And a lot of things. There's a lot of work. A lot of work that needs to be done to this team. But look, yeah, 3 points is 3 points, lads. That's all I can do. At the end of the day, that's all that really matters, regardless of the outcome. But obviously, look, tomorrow in our match build-up, we will get into Farkas' press conference, and we'll go into too much detail today. We will leave for tomorrow.
We will touch on that tomorrow, Danny. Yeah, we've had a listen today. I always like to listen to it twice because we obviously do our match build-up the day after, so I listen to it the day it comes out. Listen to it the day of as well, so it kind of just gives me a little bit more of a perspective on it. Dillo, look, we will get into it. So player ratings anyway. So as I said, guys, get your ratings in the chat as well. Let us know what you think. Are we being too harsh? Are we being too light on them? And come across and let us know if players played well or if they didn't play well. First one, Dylan, we'll get into obviously Ilan Meslier, the man in goal. It seemed like every Leeds fan wanted Carl Darlow to get the chance yesterday. Bark stuck with him, and probably them first couple of minutes, you could tell in Mellier's performance, it was a performance of a man that wasn't very confident. And Paul from Leeds Therapy was on the match reaction last night, did say that it was a mixed reception that he got at Ellen Road. It was definitely mixed 50-50. It was hard to kind of tell, obviously, myself and yourself were doing the watch along. It was hard to tell, obviously, over the telly. So that's why I kind of asked Paul the question to kind of get that feeling what it was like inside the stadium. And it was definitely split down the middle, he said. For me, I thought Meslier, the first two corners, I thought it looked ropey, very, very flappy for me. Didn't look very confident, which is probably to be expected. But he did make one good save down to his right hand side. It's a save you probably expect him to make. but I'm going to give him a little bit of leeway because of his confidence at the minute.
Okay.
I'm going to give. I know you're not going to, but I am. So I went to 6 out of 10 for Elan Meslier. Not his best performance. We are going to have to back him.
Very generous man, aren't you?
We are going to have to back him 100% because Fark has shown it. I'm confident that he's not going to make a mistake from now to the end of the season. No, absolutely not. But I think we have to go with it. I think we're going to have to stick with it with Boy Meslier. And like what Paul said yesterday, half of the stadium were kind of against him. We're just going to need to be there with him, lads, and back him as much as we possibly can to try and give him that confidence, because at the end of the day, if he's going to be our goalkeeper for the rest of the season, we need him to play well. We need him to dig us out of a hole. So, yeah, that's my thoughts. I went to 6 out of 10 for Meslier. What did you go?
Yeah, look, I agree with what you're saying. Just want to touch on that there. Going back to Sunderland, at the end of the day, he made a mistake. But that was, as I said, that one really, really irritated me an awful lot. Was the Sunderland one. I was more annoyed at that one than I was with Hull. But, he's made similar, not so much drastic and similar mistakes, but mistakes through, different games, etc. At the end of the day, lads, he's not a baby. Doesn't need to be babysat. Keep going on about confidence.
He's young, but he's a lot of games under his belt, Dylan, doesn't he? Yeah.
With Sunderland, we backed him and we made it clear, there was a big hallua, a load of people were slating him, etc. And I think with Hull, it wasn't so much noise in the background because people expected it and people were just like, it is what it is now at this stage. Obviously, still got similar people like myself who was livid. But lads, we're not babysitters. I'm sorry, there's players in this team, 2 other goalkeepers that can, do the necessities of a goalkeeper, do the simple things, and Meslier is just not doing that. Whether it's positioning, whether it's kicking, or like that. It's like that game Flappy Bird. That's the best way I can compare Meslier at the minute, lads, I'm being honest. So, overall, people aren't going to like what I'm going to give him, but I'm going to give him a 3 out of 10. Just for the simple reason, he made 2 good saves. 2 good saves that a keeper should normally do. That is his job. I sound like Roy Keane. But 1.5 each for the both saves. As far as flapping, his kicking, his corners, I really concentrated on Meslier's performance yesterday. Me personally, and every time that I just was not one bit pleased and one bit happy. And the performance itself, but anyway, we'll move on. Anyway, look, I'm giving him a 3. And I'm
Lovely. Happy days. Read out this one from Ian Moore. It says, got to ask, what are the goalkeeper coaches doing? On 100%, you definitely have to ask the questions of the goalkeeping coaches. 100%, Ian, I agree with that. Ian did go with a 7 for Meslier. Takes guts to come back from what he's been through, and that's why I think I was a little bit more lenient, because I tried to put myself in Meslier's position, what it was like running out in Ellen Road yesterday, kind of having the crowd against you. Yeah, he was flappy from corners. We kind of get that from him, but he did make 2 good saves as well. So I'm going to give him a little bit of leeway. I'm going to try and back him again. Last chance if he does it again. I'm
the opposite. I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
You made a mistake once. Shame on you, and now you've done it again. Shame on me. I'm giving
him one more chance. I let him away with it one more.
But like, lads, I understand where he's coming from. I do, but like Ian there, what he said, like, it does take guts. It does for him to step out onto the pitch and show, I'm still here and I've made mistakes. But at the end of the day, it's like it's his job in the sense of if I picked him, he had to go out. Yeah. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Joe B did make a good point last night, Dylan, when he said it on our match reaction, that you can't blame Meslier. Fark is the man that picked him.
Of course, yeah.
And you don't know what was going on in his head. If he genuinely in his own heart said, probably need to be taking on the 4 line of Fark, said, no, I'm putting you back in, I'm backing you. Yeah. So at the end of the day, Fark is the one to pick him. Look, we'll move on from Meslier. We get the last couple of comments and then we'll move on to Jayden Bogle. All right, lads, 7s all around for me. But I thought Bogle and Ampadu were 9s. The 2 of them were excellent. Ampadu was a rock at the back, and how good was Bogle going forward? That's our next one. Jayden Bogle, Dylan. Me and you were obviously talking on the watch along. I thought he was absolutely outstanding. Thought he was really, really good. We were obviously bigging up. Then there was a couple of times after that, probably about a 5-minute period, where he did give it away once or twice and overrun it, but I thought he used the space very well. He overlapped James, he underlapped James. He was an option. He was a nightmare all the time. And you know what, lads? He was a little bit like Rico Lewis from Man City. He was stepping into the midfield role. He was nearly becoming the 3rd man in midfield, which I really, really liked to see. He kind of gave us that little overload in the midfield, which we haven't seen from Bogle before. He's very used to kind of going down the outside. He was stepping inside, carrying the ball forward, and he went on that one run as well, Dylan. That was brilliant. Took 3 or 4 of their players completely out of the game. And then one that I really liked is when he smashed Gassama after the tackle on Joe Rodon. Remember, Joe Rodon got the ankle stood on, and it was a completely mistimed tackle. Took the yellow card, cleaned his man over, and moved on. So we went to 7 out of 10 for Jayden Bogle. Thought it was really, really good performance, and he showed his quality and showed that he can be the best right back in this league. We just need to keep his consistency there. I really hope he gets a good run. Hope there's no more injuries. Hope we can kind of see him through the rest of the season and keep building and building. Because for me, he was outstanding yesterday. What did you go with Jayden Bogle?
Look, he was my man of the match. I love Dan Badoo as well, and literally Ian Ward hit the nail on the head. I'm giving him an 8. I think he was brilliant at going forward. Maybe I was so concentrated on Meslier throughout the game that I was watching the defence a bit more. But his going forward run, and lads, we can't forget that run that he made in the first half. He went by 4 players, just brushed by them, and it was unbelievable. And then, as you said, them tackles he was making, he did go flat at times, I will agree. But then he just stepped it up again. I don't know, there was something about him. For me yesterday, he just, he was quality.
Every Leeds fan loved that tackle. It was like lovely, lovely, nice tackle.
So I'm gonna agree with Ian on that one. That's what I was going with. I'm going with an 8 for Bogle.
Yeah, nice. Next up is Joe Rodon. I went with a 7 for Joe Rodon. I thought he was he was okay. He didn't do anything kind of spectacular. Didn't really have to. He was solid, kind of the usual kind of performance you get out of Joe Rodon, mopped up where he had to. He was him and Ampadu where we're covering each other very well, much better than what we've seen than the performance against Hull City, because I thought the two of them were being dragged all over the place against Hull. It wasn't a good performance for both of them, but I thought he organised that a lot better yesterday. And yeah, he had one kind of hairy moment where we seen him down. It was in real time, Dylan, where we kind of seen him kind of almost do the splits. One leg went one way, one went the other, and then we seen him hold his leg, and it looked very dangerous. And we seen in the replay that we first of all thought it was like a knee, and we obviously had the worries up us, and then we obviously seen the replay, got stood on, and it was a nasty kind of stand up. But he's an absolute warrior at the back, isn't he, Joe Rodon? And
pure.
Comes back on, and he always just looks absolutely wrecked, doesn't he? Always just looks like he's going through the pain barrier all the time for Leeds United, and I love Joe Rodon, and obviously had a shaky start to the season, but for me, he's colossal at the back for us, much like Strike is as well. We need to cover centre half big time, Dylan, because if we miss him, whether it's through suspension or an injury, I think he'd be a massive loss. We definitely need a bit of cover there. So yeah, I went to a 7 out of 10 for Joe Rodon. Good performance.
7 out of 10. Yeah. Look, I agree. Mopped up. Done the easy stuff. Didn't really do anything drastic. I probably would have gave him I'm going to give him a 7 as well, but I was going to give him a 7.5 if he had got that header on target, but he didn't. He blew it over the bar. So I'll give him a 7. Look, he done his job.
7.7.
Yeah. He done his job. He mopped up well. Him and Ampadu, they really are a good partnership together. Stroke, though, is just a big miss as well. It is. It's tough to watch, but the two boys did a good, solid job yesterday. Yeah, for me as well, I have to agree. He's a warrior on the pitch. I'll give him a 7.
Lovely. Yeah, lovely. Moving on to Ethan Ampadu, our captain. I thought it was a terrific performance from Ampadu. I thought he was outstanding. One moment I think sticks in all of our minds from yesterday was the tackle that he made when we looked like we were in real trouble. I think it was on Josh Windass. He was through 1-on-1 with Meslier, and Ampadu just seemed to come out of nowhere, didn't he? Great tackle. If it was one of them, if it's mistimed, he's definitely giving away a penalty. Exceptional tackle, wins the ball for us. And other than that, he was just solid the whole day, wasn't he, Dylan? Meslier put him under a couple of hairy moments, couple of 5-yard passes when he was under pressure, and he dealt with it very well and cleared his lines much better than the performance that we seen against Hull City, because I thought he was very shaky against Hull, being dragged all over the place. Great performance. So yeah, I went an 8 out of 10 for Jayden Bogle, or for Jayden Bogle for Ethan Ampadu, and let's hope we hear a bit of news about Strike, because I would rather see him in that midfield role. I don't know about you, and we know we can do the centre back role, but I would rather see him further forward. But yeah, decent performance for him. So I went an 8 out of 10 for him.
Yeah, I'm the same. I have to give Ampadu 8, just touching exactly how much he said. The tackle that he made was immense. His passing, at times, and he Jesus, sorry, trying to get this out here. Say all the letters in the alphabet there was. Ampadu was real slow building up play at times. That's the only negative that I could say about him. Yeah. And, I've noticed that. And it's always him and Rodon. The build-up play is very slow, sluggish at times. Takes a while for him to get going. But under the circumstances of Meslier, for me, that played dirt, he put him under a lot of pressure. And Ampadu got me out of a lot of holes. And, you know, if anything went wrong, Ampadu would have been the one to take it on the shoulders.
Mop up. Yeah.
Because of Melié's, you know, individual errors. But overall, I agree that he got man of the match. I have to, you know, it's hard to compare for me between Bogle and Ampadu. I'm giving it to Bogle just because I really liked the way that he played yesterday. I expect that from Ampadu, if that makes sense.
Good point.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10 as well, the same as Bogle, but Bogle just gets that little bit more for me. But Ampadu, smashing performance, agree with Sky Sports, giving him the man of the match, as I said. It's just, for me, I expect that from him. Expect that from me captain week in, week out.
Moving on to left back, bit of a surprise, played the whole game. Sam Byram, kind of thought he might have got a half an hour, 70 minutes, and we would have seen Junior Fairpop came on. I think it was probably a lot to do with what way the game was going. Only being 1-0 up, the game was kind of still very much in the balance. That's why I don't think he went with Junior Fairpop, but that's why I think he was very much defensively, and it kind of shown the way Fark was thinking when he took Joe Rotwell off and put Gruev on. It very much showed his thinking that we need to kind of shore up this game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, Sam Byram for me, again, Dylan, we say it all the time about Byram. He just gives you the same consistency, the same level of performance all the time. Yeah. Defensively, he's always rock solid. Does the hard work. He'd one smashing tackle as well, where he went in almost 2-footed, just down at the top end in the first half. Great tackle, timed it really, really well. And for a player with his injury record, it could be easy to pull out tackles like that and not go for tackles like that. He doesn't care. He's very much like that, where he has his opportunity to play for Leeds United and he's going to make the most of it, and he's not going to hang back from any tackle.
He kind of gives me the impression, though, that that's my ball and I'm going to win it.
Yeah, heart on the sleeve.
Makes sense.
Defensively, very, very good. Again, I thought going forward, he doesn't give you, naturally, he's not going to give you what Junior Fairpop gives you. He's not that type of fullback anymore. He was back in his heyday when he used to play for us, when he used to play right wing back and right wing. Outstanding. But I went to 7 out of 10 for Sam Byram. He's just Mr. Consistent. And again, what I said to you, if we go to the Premier League, I'd have no issues with giving him a year contract. And even if he doesn't play any football, just someone in the dressing room just knows the place, knows Leeds, gets it, especially when a lot of new faces come in. Yeah, again, he's absolutely brilliant, isn't he? So yeah, I went to 7 out of 10 for Sam Byram.
Yeah, exactly what you said. You know, I don't want people thinking, you're just saying the same thing. So I'm trying to approach it in a different way.
I'll let you go first next time then.
With Byram, for me, you know, I get a bit emotional here. Like, you know, you can start playing the violins. I remember when I was only, whatever age I was anyway, but Byram was only about 18. And he was, you know, playing first team football for Leeds. He hadn't even got his driver's license. People were actually bringing him to the ground. I remember that. So
we met him, didn't we, at the crossroads right there at the Bremner statue when he was getting... He was leaving Ellen Road, and we were actually crossing road to go back to I think we're at the being a McDonald's, we're crossing road, go back to the Peacock, and we're out to hitting the lights, and so Sam Byram pulls up, and we were like, there's Sam Byram, and he rolls down the window, and we shook his hand. We hadn't got a pen, nothing on us, and I don't even think we got a picture or anything with it. We were just starstruck. But
I've always followed his career when he left Leeds. I've really liked him as a player. You know, a few of my friends not slagging me, do laugh, because like, you know, if I did score a goal, if I was out and about, I used to scream Sam Byram, so they know how much I love him and rate him as a player, you know.
Byram on the back of your jersey, you know.
Yeah, literally, yeah. So I love him. As you said, a great leader to have around the dressing room, but just a great overall person. You know, even the story that you told me when you and Amy went over and seen him, and you said, "Welcome back, Sam." You could see it in his face that it meant a lot to him. So for me, just hearing, you know, stuff like that, story like that, means a lot. So yeah, based on his performance,
just feels like a genuine, down to earth lad, like 100% like that. Like, I'll never forget that about Sam Byram, Dylan. Like, we just happened to meet him when he was coming in the back of the West Stand. Myself and Amy, my wife, are walking out of Ellen Road, up the top of Ellen Road where the old ticket office was, and seeing Sam Byram going in, of course, in his Leeds tracksuit, and went over to him, got another picture of him, and I just said, delighted to see you back. This was the start of last season. Delighted to see you back playing for Leeds, Sam, and hope you go smash it. And he shook my hand, and he just genuine delight in his eyes. He was just like, thanks so much, mate. I really appreciate that. And just someone that's plays for Leeds, you know, it could have been easy just going, oh yeah, you know, walked off, but took that time to kind of have a conversation, have a talk, and really appreciate what you were actually saying to him. So legend, absolute legend of a man, Sam Byram. So yeah, let's hope we do it. And like what you say, imagine lifting the championship trophy at Ellen Road.
That's I was getting to that. That's one thing that I really want to see for me. You know, one, obviously the fans on the ground, to actually experience it, and to see Sam Byram, because I think if anything, he deserves it, because the time that he was here the first time around, it was a very hard time for him to not only, like, he was obviously involved with the team, but just there was a lot of bad things going around the club at that time, a lot of
the club was wrong.
negative, and for him to put on performance week in, week out the way that he did, you know, and then, you know, he left Leeds and injuries, you know, but I loved him. But look, anyway, back to the rating, I will give Byram, same thing as a Mr. Consistent, loving him, a solid 7.
Nice, yes, the same with that one. Moving on to the midfield pairing, Tanaka and Rotwell. I think the two of them, just as a pair before we get into the ratings, they just complement each other so well, Dylan, don't they? They really, really do. They're both just outstanding footballers. I think for me, we just really don't give them enough credit what them two boys have done when Gruev and Ampadu went out of the squad. They just came in.
We're spoiled.
Took to it like a duck to water, Dylan. The both of them are absolutely outstanding. But we go on to El Tanaka, Dylan. He's just, I think there over the Christmas period, he looked a little bit jaded, didn't he? He wasn't at that level of performance that we were used to seeing from him. He dropped off a little bit. Wasn't playing bad, but just wasn't really his usual kind of in the rhythm kind of self. And I think someone touched on, I think over in Germany, they have a winter break over the Christmas period. So maybe that's it. He just wasn't used to kind of playing through a rough Christmas period is what we know. As Leeds fan, it's a very, very busy schedule. But going back to yesterday, I thought he was outstanding. He moved the ball so well. He got about the pitch and he actually looked to create, Dylan. He looked to create going forward. Every ball, his first touch was a positive one. He was turning out, bringing the ball forward, not negative, coming back inside or side to side passing. What we used to see with Glenn Kamara, he just turns out on his first thought is to try and get the ball forward. And then his goal was just pure brilliance. Ramazani's effort, brilliant shot. And then just the quick thinking, just to flick it, send the keeper one way and put the ball into the back of the net. 2 goals for him this season. And when do we ever say that about a Leeds midfielder scoring goals? So, yeah, brilliant. And more to come for El Tanaka for me. So, yeah, I went an 8 out of 10 for him as well. Thought he was absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, I like that, yeah. Look, as you said, it's getting to the point now that he loves being here. You know, even when it's just a celebration alone was class, you know. Just
even the thing with his parents, I think it was down, what away game did he go to? I think it might have been Derby. Away over the Christmas period, and his parents were on the train with the Leeds fans and all, and his dad having a calm with the Leeds fans, and you love to see that, Dylan. That's what makes someone like him a fan favourite, isn't it? That his family and all are, like, you know, mixing with the Leeds fans in the away end and all, like, just again, class. And so many lovable characters in this Leeds squad now, isn't that, compared to, you know, that Premier League team that went down. There wasn't many people you could kind of...
You're starting to fall in love with the players again.
You're starting to... It takes a while, but you're starting to, you know, find love for these new players that came in. And brilliant. Sorry, go on.
Look, every time that Tanaka's played for me, you know, he hasn't dropped under 6 for me. He's been just... I'm not going to say Mr. Consistent like the way Byram is, but he's definitely been doing his job, more or less, you could say. But he has that little bit of speciality.
He does the way he is, Dylan, doesn't he? He just makes it look.
It just makes it look so easy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like that, like there was a few games ago, you know, when he was kind of playing a bit more defensively. It's mad. Like, I don't know this player a whole lot as much as I know. I do now, but at the time when he was kind of just new in the door,
first came in,
he was so, you know, I wasn't panicking anytime he had the ball, like in our own half around Melia. He was winning tackles. He's unbelievable. But yeah, based on his performance yesterday, I'm going to give him, for the goal, is going to give him that extra little half. I'm going to give him a 7.5.
No, you're not going halves.
No.
You're going to 7 or an 8?
I'll give him an 8 then.
Love it, right? We're going an 8 then for El Tanaka. Moving on to his midfield partner, Joe Rotwell, Dylan. Again, similar to Tanaka for me over the Christmas period, kind of dropped off a little bit. Was brilliant when he came in to replace Ampadu, and Gruev, really, really good. Drove us up the pitch, and then he kind of tapered off a little bit. I remember him being absolutely outstanding against Sheffield United. I remember being at that game and just watching Joe Rotwell. He was outstanding. But yesterday, I don't know, I got a more kind of confident feeling off Joe Rotwell yesterday, and it was probably to do with the first goal, the early ball that he picked, finding the run of Brendan Aronson. Obviously, Aronson makes it. He continues his run on. It's very easy for a player there, you know, to kind of halt his run, knowing that it's gone too far ahead of him. He continues his run on, puts the keeper under pressure, and we get the early goal from it. But I thought he was outstanding. He got the ball on the half turn, drove us up the pitch, and it's good for Leeds.
I was actually sorry for going off. I'm actually raging that he came off though. To a certain degree, because
literally just about to touch on that one with him. But he's a player that I think we missed massively last season, Dylan. At Leeds. we didn't have that. We didn't have someone that could just turn on a sixpence and, drive us up the pitch and have that, instead of just, turning and trying to pass the ball and slowing it down, looking left and right. He's not really one of them that kind of puts his studs on the ball, and you know what I mean? Like, drag it this way, drag it that way. He's very much get it, move it quick and move it on. And he was brilliant for me yesterday. He was superb, and he was sensible on the ball as well. Didn't do anything, didn't overcomplicate anything. Just looked to try and get us up the pitch. And as I said, he was brilliant. The ball for the goal as well, lovely bit of vision. So I went an 8 out of 10 for him as well, because I thought he was good. The only pity was when we took him off, it felt like to me that Daniel Fark was saying, right, we're going a little bit more defensive, which we definitely did. We sat back in then after Rotwell came off. But yeah, really good. I went an 8 out of 10 for Rotwell as well.
Yeah, he didn't look too happy when he came off.
Yeah.
Agreed, though, over Christmas he did drop a little bit. But, pure brilliance. I'll have to give him credit for that ball. That ball that he played in to Tarrance in the first half was just pure immense. It was unbelievable. And I love him. He just always, as you said, he always has that kind of attacking threat to him. He always wants to go forward. And he just moves everywhere. He's constantly moving. If he doesn't have the ball, you can see him moving, or he wants it. And just that duo between Rowell and Tanaka, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely, like, Ampadu in the middle of the park obviously is the obvious thing to do. One, he's the captain, and two, he's been playing well. But as far as Rotwell and Tanaka, it's the duo is just unbelievable. But yeah, look, same thing based on his performance. I'm gonna give him. See, it's harsh. I'm gonna give him an 8.
You went an 8, yeah. Nice. Right, moving on to Dan James then on the wing. Go on, I'll let you go first, DJ.
Yeah, it's a weird one with Dan James.
I felt this one as well.
Right, so how do I put this in a nice way? Dan James didn't necessarily do anything right, but Dan James didn't do anything wrong. Right, and he did create a good few chances of putting the ball across the box. And that's all you want from Dan
on the
James.
Keeper as well, down to the right. Do you remember the shot? It was just, he didn't really catch it. It was just kind of one. It was, he had the accuracy on it, but he didn't really have the pace. It was down to the keeper's right hand side. Yeah, it was a good save.
So same thing. Like, he's just beating his man every single time, but he is getting the balls into the box. And none of them were kind of concrete. And I'll get onto that when we get onto Pero. But he always doesn't stop working. He's a hard worker. And, based on that, you kind of have to give him the credit he deserves, even though he didn't create and he didn't play well. And do you know what it is? It's actually Evie from Discourse of Peacocks that has really made me fall in love with James that little bit more, because of the way that she kind of describes it, that he does wear his heart on his sleeve. And as you said, sorry before herself. And, in her eyes, he just genuinely can't do wrong. So, but for me, I'm going to give him a 7. Seems probably a little bit harsh, but for me, a 7 is just, you done okay. You didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything right. It's just pure average. I'm going to give him a 7.
Yeah, I went 7 as well, Dylan. But yeah, I'm going to be a little bit more positive, DJ. I thought he stepped it up. I thought he was a lot better than what he was against Blackburn. I thought he was poor against Blackburn. Thought he was poor against Hull well as well. He was very ineffective about within games, and I think this is probably where it comes down to Daniel Farke's man management a bit. He was struggling a little bit, and you've someone like Ramazani then that's on the bench as well that has the individual quality, and we will get on to him next. Some of his quality sitting on the bench and you don't use him. So I think there's times like that with Daniel Farke, and we've seen it with Aronson as well. When you see players struggling, just take them out of the firing line, because we have the quality on the pitch to come on and replace it to the exact same standard. But yes, for me with DJ, I actually thought he was good. Dylan thought he looked a threat. He had Lowe in his back pocket the whole game. He didn't want to defend against him. The one where he did cut inside and it was a shot at the goalkeeper along the ground, like you said, he didn't really get much conviction on it, but he definitely had the aim. And it's never for the want to try him with Dan James, Dylan. He always gives 110%. And even if he knows, and I think back to that Bristol game, that 0-0 game when he came back from injury, he was so rusty. He was so off it, but you know what? He never, ever stopped. He kept going. He didn't hide away. He kept looking for it, kept being an option. And that's a sign of a man, Dylan. That's a sign of a man, because it's very easy for anyone in this world when things aren't going right and things are against you to hide behind. He didn't. He came out and he was looking for it. And that's what I love about Dan James. He always wants to do well. And I go back to that Wembley final as well, Dylan. We've talked about it so much. He's the only one that grabbed the bull by the horns and the shot off the crossbar as well. And he was just outstanding for me yesterday. I went to 7 out of 10 as well, but yeah, DJ, I absolutely love the bits, and for me,
I love him.
he has to start. We'll move on to the other winger then. On the other side, Manor Solomon, Dylan. Again, we'll touch on it a little bit more on a match build up yesterday about Daniel Farker's press conference. We obviously know he has a bit of a hamstring issue now, which not great news. But Solomon, I went an 8 out of 10 for him as well. I thought he was outstanding again, Dylan. He's levels above every time the ball comes to him. He just, even his little touches on the ball, he just oozes class. He just looks brilliant on the ball. Took the goal really well. It was be very easy in a situation like that when you have a keeper on the ground, kind of throwing his way at you, two defenders back on the line. He could have easily hit one of them, blown it over the bar, taking an extra touch. He didn't. He just calmness smashed the ball into the back of the net. He was brilliant, and he looked a cray for us as well. And it was dangerous the whole game for us. And we even said at one stage we wanted to see Ramazani and Nanto come on, but it seemed very harsh to take Dan James and Solomon off, didn't it? Because the two of them were doing so well. And so I went an 8 out of 10 for Solomon. Again, another really good performance, and it's just an awful pity that he's injured, lads. An awful pity.
Yeah. I'm going to give him an 8 as well. Just going to throw it out there, and I tell you why. The ball is like a magnet to him.
Yeah.
And it doesn't leave his feet. Doesn't lose that, and even if he does, he works hard to get it back. And just, Ian, I was just about to say it, but I actually thought he done a little bit better defensively. Wouldn't say unbelievable, but he has done a little bit better.
Yeah.
You can see the, he is improving on that.
I think yesterday defensively, actually, I thought he was all right, but he does do it. In fairness, he does do it. He does get back, and he's not afraid. He's definitely one of them, them kind of flashy kind of players, but he does do his defensive work, in fairness to him.
Yeah. So, based on his performance again, an 8. He done, like, I did compare Bogle, Ampadu and Solomon were my top 3, you could say. And I think I did give it to Solomon at the start. When he got taken off, then Bogle just kind of stepped it up again. So I kind of threw it at Bogle. So, look, I'll give him an 8. And as Stephen says there, it is such a shame that he's
he's Premier League quality, isn't he?
He's brilliant. He's brilliant.
So both of us gave Solomon an 8 out of 10. I'm going to move on to Brendan Aronson. I thought it was another bit of a mixed bag for me from Aronson again yesterday. I went to 7 out of 10 for him. I don't think he kind of lit the world alight, but I don't think he was poor either. He was just okay, Dylan. It's again when we kind of have these conversations about the number 10. There's a lot of people, the fan base kind of seems to be divided. Either everyone's heavily on the side of getting a number 10, or there's the other side of it going that we don't need a number 10. And I'm very much one of them that I do think we need number 10, but not because Aronson is shy. I just do think in games like that where it's not working for him, I would like a 10 to come on, like a Buendia we've obviously talked about, be outstanding. Don't think it's going to happen, but just in games like that where he's a little bit kind of below par, or much like the similar situation with Joseph and Pirro, when Joseph starts game, runs the place ragged, and then you let Pirro come on with his quality and do bits and bobs. You could very much have that with Aronson. Aronson starts matches, runs them to bits, and then you have someone like Buendia to come on with the individual quality, kind of tear them apart. But I went to 7 out of 10 for Aronson. I thought about this one long and hard. I was with a 6, and then I ended up going with a 7. I just thought with the whole result and the whole feeling around it, I ended up going with a 7 for Aronson. But it's just games like that. I think if Ark does again, probably would want to have that option on the bench and that kind of plan B, that second kind of choice to kind of come on and make the difference. But 7 out of 10 for me for Aronson.
Yeah, for me, he done things right at times and then done silly things. That final pass, taking a bit too much out of it. That little bit of greed, I'm gonna
extra
say,
touch and stuff like that.
Kind of just do me out in a little bit. But all things considered, probably a little harsh. I am actually gonna drop him to a 6 for me.
Yeah.
I just think not all solely on his fault. He's playing too many games. He's just.
Stephen hit the nail on the head there, isn't it? It's one of us probably his main concerns now. He's definitely bulked up. He's definitely a lot stronger. He doesn't stay down. Doesn't go looking for free kicks like the way he used to in the Prem. But this is a big issue that I have with Aronson as well this season, is he just overruns it a little bit too much. And if any of you haven't seen it, go look at Paul from Leeds Therapy analogy. He was saying that Aronson was like a chihuahua yesterday with 2 balls at dinner either side, and he just didn't know what one to go for, so he ended up just kept running straight. Like he didn't know what way to go. If he had just released it that little bit quicker, and instead of trying to go around his man and beat his man and kind of be a world beater, just
this is the issue though that we're having though with that 10 Darren. Though Darren just left. But anyway, lads, what my issue with it was the fact that the way I'm going.
Sorry about that, guys.
You kicked me, and then you left, and then you kicked me.
Sorry about that. Go again. Sorry, what
Yeah,
was it?
so Aronson, the way that it is, it's the same errors that he is making, as Stephen did say there. Just that final pass. I think he's just playing a bit too much, and this is the issue that I'm talking about. Is that every other position on the pitch that is covered is covered, bar the number 10, and Aronson is relying on too much. And I'm not saying that he's playing bad, lads. He does good things at times, but like that, when Solomon does good things, Ramazani, James, Pirro, they still get rotated. Aronson isn't.
Yeah.
And that's what's really wrecking my head. And that's why I'm giving him a 6 on Fark's behalf.
Okay. Moving on to the man that started up top, Joe Pirro. Obviously a top goal scorer, 15 G&A, 10 goals, 5 assists. How do you think Pirro got on yesterday, Dilo?
Not overly impressed, but he did do things at times. He tried to create some his hold of play, and he got the ball and he moved, and he was kind of making a run. He was trying to create something. He's not a 10, and he shouldn't be sitting so deep. At times he was sitting deep. Did anyone else know?
He was it's like he starts the game high, and then it's like he gets frustrated, and he gradually just pulls his way back in. He was dropping deeper and deeper, wasn't he? Yeah.
So I'm with Ian on this one. I'm going to give him a 6, probably a little bit harsh. I was thinking a 7, but bar the whole of play and a bit of passing, that was really more or less everything that he did do.
Yeah.
So I can't really kind of comment on, like whether it was a shot or his link-up play. Like, his link-up play was good at times. So yeah, Pirro, based on me personally, I'm going to give him a 6. And look, everyone knows how much, if you're new to the channel or not, you know how much above my head you can see it. There is a Pirro shirt. And I do have the Pirro doll. So, like, I love Pirro, I really do. But yesterday, performance-wise, I did say Joseph should have started. And I think Joseph was the one to start. Pirro coming on off the bench is just unbelievable. Like, imagine when Ramazani did come on and Pirro, that link-up play between the two of them even. Or Nanto or anything like that. But look, I'm giving him a 6, probably a little bit harsh. But
yeah, I'm the same with you again on this one, Dylan. 6 out of 10 for me, for Pirro. I thought he was very ineffective in the match. Went missing for large periods. And in fairness, when we didn't really have any clear-cut chances, we didn't really provide him with any kind of sort of chances. There was one part in the game, Dylan, and I remember saying it to you. I think the ball went out wide to DJ. He puts the ball on the box, and Pirro was outside the 18-yard box. And I said it to you. You just can't be doing that as a striker. As a number 9 for Leeds, you can't not be in the box. When you release the ball off, make your pass and get into the box, you have to be doing that. And that's what I feel like Pirro lacks a little bit. When the ball does come to him, he's lethal. Absolutely lethal. Can finish off both feet. The power he gets on the chance as well. Marvellous left foot. But there's just times, I think, as well, he just doesn't really have that kind of killer instinct, to get himself in the box and, to kind of want to score goals for me. So, yeah, very ineffective. Wasn't really in the game yesterday. Look, he was okay. He didn't do anything bad where you turn around and goes. It was a bad performance for him, but he just didn't really do anything to kind of influence the game for me. But no, you were obviously saying there you wanted to start Joseph Dylan. Like, I'm not. I'm kind of gone to the stage now where I'm like, just start Pirro. He's a top goal scorer, and even if he has games like that yesterday, we still have the individual quality around him that can score goals as well. So it's not like we're solely relying on.
When would you bring Joseph on, though? What I'm trying to get at
I think I'd like to mix it up, like, in different types of games. Now, see, probably midweek will probably be the game for Joseph to come on. Just keep giving him that, like, little carry. Because he was brilliant again when he came on. Like, he worked his socks off, and we'll get into Joseph. But it's the same, Dylan, that me and you always say. It's different horses for different courses. And again, like, Fark sees these training week in, week out. But for me, I think Pirro does have to start more, because this kind of ebbing and flowing where, it's Joseph one week and Pirro the next week, I don't think it's great for the squad. Because you're talking about the fluency of the team, knowing kind of what type of passing to give certain player. And people get into that rhythm when you play with people. You build confidence, you build trust, and you build rhythm between each other. And when it's constantly swapping and changing the striker, you've Pirro, who drops very deep, wants the ball around the corner and stuff like that. And then you've Joseph, who's in behind, walks the line. They're two totally different strikers. So it's hard for the men then that are playing behind them then, to constantly be changing up their game as well. So for me, yeah, I think you have to be starting with Pirro. didn't have a great game yesterday, but I think we do have to hang on our hat on him and say that he's going to be number one. And it proves that he's scoring goals. He's 10 goals. And if you continue that for the next half of the season, if he can get anywhere near 16, 17, 18 goals for the rest of the season, that would be a great return. So, I went to 6 out of 10 for Pirro.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Same as myself.
We're going to a couple of comments. Sorry, I wanted to read out Sid's comment here. So Sid said, "Good evening, gents. Great show. What's your opinion on what your opinion is on Pirro's performance yesterday? He got lots of stick of guys around me in the cheese, and I'd imagine he did. Dylan. And like you said, not an outstanding performance, but I don't think he was poor. I don't think he had a dreadful performance, do you?
No, definitely not. 110% no.
Yeah. We'll get on. I have a theory that Farkas one eye on the Norwich game and we'll rotate it. It's going to be horses for courses. Everyone has that saying now, isn't it? I expect Willie and Ramazani to be starting place. And this is it, Ian, though, isn't it? This is the luxury that we have with the brilliantly talented squad that we have, that we can change it up. That it can be Joseph and it can be Willie and Ramazani off both sides as well. Now that Solomon is injured, you're probably going to say, Dylan, it is going to be Ramazani, isn't it?
It's looking like that, lads. Like Ramazani kind of has that flair about him. I think what the issue is with Ramazani is that he's young and Solomon has just been so consistent. But now Ramazani's at scoring a wonder goal and on the verge of scoring another one with Tanaka's assist, obviously. But now, there's obviously that conversation that we will get into tomorrow about Solomon's injury. So, I think it's time now to start Ramazani.
Yeah, he has to now with Solomon. And it's not even a downgrade. Solomon's been brilliant, Dylan, but you see what Ramazani can bring as well. And before his injury, he was outstanding as well. So it's mental because the Leeds before, when you see one of your big players going out, you're going, oh, look, our season is done. But we have these players to replace them, don't we, that can come on and can do a job for us.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm going to give... Oh, no, sorry, we're not at that yet. Go on, yeah. But yeah,
Dylan's getting ahead of himself.
I was going into the range straight away.
Stayed legend, mate. Thanks very much for that comment and asking that question. So moving on to the substitutions, then Ramazani came on. Believe it or not, had a massive impact in the game in the 82nd minute. I went an 8 for Ramazani just for the impact that he had. Dylan, when he came on, he settled all our nerves down. 100% came in and tied up the game. His individual quality, look what you said. It looked like he lost it for a second around the box. He 3 or 4 players around him. Painted to go one way, comes back in on that left foot, lethal through the player legs. And we always say once a ball goes through a defender's legs, it more or less unsights the goalkeeper straight into the bottom left-hand corner. Keeper had no chance at all, and the celebration then was just brilliant. Absolutely outstanding. It ups it even more, doesn't it?
I'd say he's doing laps all day today from Fark.
I'd say Fark. Go running.
You're not even touching him.
The good thing is, he had an ankle injury and he's able to do a backflip, so that definitely showed us that there's nothing wrong with the ankle. The ankle is all good anyway.
Whatsoever. If I get any sort of information now between obviously now and tomorrow up until the match and say that he's injured, I'll snap. Oh Jesus, I'll snap. I'll go mad altogether.
I thought he was brilliant. Looked the tray. Could have had another few as well. Yeah, really, really good. So I went to an 8 for Ramazani as well. What did you go with?
I'm gonna agree. Gonna go with an 8 as well. He's such an exciting player to watch when he is on it. All up for that goal, there's 2 or 3 players around him. Of a small individual that he is, the strength of him was unbelievable. And then to cut back in and put his body around the ball in order to smash it into the bottom corner, it was an unbelievable top performance of a finish. Can't highly rate it enough. And I agree with you, when he did come on, he did change the game. Now, I'm actually starting to prefer him than Somerville, lads. And I know that sounds probably a bit mad, considering that we haven't seen enough of him to rate him. But what I will say is when he does get the ball, Somerville's very predictable. He cuts in on his right and he tries to go over. Ramazani doesn't. Ramazani floats into the middle.
He seems to have all sides of his game, though, doesn't he? Seems like he can play anywhere across that front three. Yes. Somerville can as well, but I think this is mad saying, and people in the chat might say you're mental, but I do think potentially Ramazani has a higher ceiling than Somerville. He can go off both feet. He's quick. He's agile as well. He can play, them tight little areas as well. He can get out of them. He's quick as well. I just think he's really, really good, and he's a player that I think can be massive in the future for Leeds United. And he's even one of them that I think can step up to the Premier League. Really, really talented player. Again, it's just one of them keeping him fit, getting him fully match fit as well, and getting him up to speed. And he's a massive, massive threat.
with Ramazani, you know, he does so well with the players that are around him. And I think with Somerville needs good players around them in order to be good.
Yeah, agree. Yeah,
Would you agree with that? I think if Ramazani was on his own on that pitch, I'd still think he'd make some sort of impact. That's the flair. I'm not cycling up with that. He's going to be the next Cristiano Ronaldo. That's what I am trying to say. For a young prospect that he is, he's shown a lot of quality. He's shown a lot of quality. He's shown a lot of, maturity in him. He puts his head down. He does his job. But yeah, the finish was a lot. Like, I've watched the replay back on the goal. Apart from the finish, the whole of play when he did receive the ball was unbelievable. And then obviously the shot that he did take where it ended up to knock it, like that was on target as well. You know, and he's not afraid to have a pop, and that's what I love about him. So yeah, I'm gonna give him an 8.
Lovely. Moving on to Matteo Joseph. I was happy with Joseph Dillon. I thought he came straight in for the little time that he had on the pitch as well. I thought he actually made a bit more of an impact than what Pirro did. He put himself about, wanted to get involved. Thought he was really, really good. I went to 6 out of 10 for him, it's a good impact to have coming on that late. You're talking 7, 8 minutes to go. He comes on and put himself about, ran the channels, good bit of pressing for him as well, and looked like he wanted to make an impact and try and get back into the side. So yeah, short and sweet, but yeah, impressed with Joseph, and wouldn't mind seeing him starting midweek against Norwich City. How do you think he got on?
Yeah, I obviously agree to a certain degree. I think he made an impact when he did come on. He didn't overall, say, kill it in the sense of, you're doing amazing. He did stretch the defence a little bit. He did make some sort of runs. His lingo play wasn't too bad. But I have to agree with you. He done okay, lads. He didn't do bad. But he didn't do anything for me to go. So, yeah, I'm going to agree. I'm going to give him a 6 for the time that he is. The more minutes that he gets, I think the more that he'd be better. I just think the pressure needs to come off him a little bit. I think he needs to just go out there and play free flow football to his strengths and just see what happens. I think Ian's on about Ramazani, I'm assuming.
I think it was 10 or 11 million, Ian.
11.7 million.
Was it? Yeah. Come on, Dillo. Shout out to that day, Ian.
I just looked it up there, including bonuses and a 15% sell-on clause.
Sell-on clause, yeah. I remember there was a decent enough sell-on clause. Now I do remember it was a decent enough fee we paid for him. But yeah, he's well worth it for me because I think he's a really, really high ceiling. Next one, Dylan, on the list, Willie Gnonto. I'm gonna go first on this one, Dillo. Gnonto he's one of them players. Look, I just really want him to do well all the time. And you look at the impact Ramazani had when he comes on to what Gnonto had. He was involved in the second goal. I just feel like it's just not clicking from him. And I hope he does kind of get a start against Norwich midweek to kind of just start finding his feet again, because that Gnonto at the start of the season was unbelievable. We all said it, that he looks like the man. He's taking the mantle. He's, the next Somerville and this, and he definitely's kind of fallen off a cliff. The consistency with his performance hasn't really been there this season and hasn't really been great so far this season. I went with a 5 for Willie Gnonto. Don't think he impacted the game when he came on. The only thing that he did do, he got involved in the lead up to the goal. I just want to see more from him. I really, really want to see. There's a player in there. There's a talented player in there. With Solomon out injured now as well, you're probably gonna either side. You might even see all three, because Aronson looks like he's a doubt as well. You could very well see that three being James, Gnonto, and Ramazani, which is frightening again, Dylan, isn't it? So we could really see him during the week, obviously depending how Aronson is. So yeah, I want to see him step up now. I really, really want to see him grab the bull by the horns and prove what he's worth. So 5 out of 10 for Gnonto for me. What did you say?
I just, the way I am now, like, people are watching, I've made it clear about Meslier, how much he's frustrating me, and for me as a fan, I'm not willing to babysit or feel sorry for him anymore. When it comes to Gnonto, it's getting to the point.
Tell us how you really feel, Delola.
Yeah, I'll start crying in a minute. I'm getting to the point now with Gnonto that every week that I do have to comment on him, I'm more and more losing my patience with him.
Just getting frustrating, isn't it? Because
you're
not. It's because.
But I'm giving him the leeway, Darren.
Yeah,
I'm giving him the leeway. I'm being positive. But every time that he's come on, whether it's been, after the game and the camera's on his face, whether he's getting taken off early and he's throwing a strop, whether he's just overkilling it or he's being greedy.
Yeah.
All these factors are just adding fuel to me, inside me, and I'm getting annoyed when I have to comment on Nanto. It's really frustrating me. And I'm surprised that you gave him a 5, to be fair. No, I'm not. No, yeah, it's not. This isn't where you think it's going. I'm giving him a 6. That's what I am giving him. What I'm trying to say is, I'm
you
surprised.
gave more than me.
Yeah, and I'm the one that's giving out about him. So, because the lead up to the goal, he did, he's still doing somewhat. The best way to describe it, I think he's making it look like that he's busy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But realistically, he's doing nothing. So, I just think that with Nanto now, we've touched on it so many times. Getting the vibe, 1 foot is in, 1 foot is out. He's not fully committed. He's also, I don't know where I was going, lost my train of thought now. Yeah, he's also like still immature in certain things, if that makes sense. But then at the same time, I'm starting to think, maybe is it a confidence thing, because I think he knows now at this stage that he's 4th choice. And to be quite honest with you, I would be more inclined to back Nanto and give Nanto more minutes than I would be to give Meslier.
Yeah.
So that's where I am with that. So yeah, I'm gonna give him a 5. He didn't do anything unbelievable. Yeah, a 5. I'm just, I'm kind of sick and tired of talking about Nanto, if I'm being honest with you. I get it now, I am, because I want him to do well.
Yeah, why not? We'll move on for Nanto because you're getting stressed. Well, Stephen Bourne here says, overall, lads, good performance and high ratings. I do agree with that. Against a team that actually came to Ellen Road and had a go. We didn't have it all our own way, but our quality shone through. And exactly, they huffed and they puffed, didn't they, Sheffield Wednesday, without really knocking on the door. So really, yeah, lads, did write down here. Dylan was made conversation, then I threw him off because I did say this. But I meant the right Chelsea are one up against Wolves. Anyone that is interested in Monday night football. And then Arthur says here, thought Sheffield Wednesday were crap. And yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag. I thought they didn't really offer much, but they came out to play football. Arthur, in fairness, there's a lot of sides that have came to Ellen Road and parked the bus and have made it a real crap game to watch. At least they came out and tried to play football. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, yes, seen us get the 3-0. Chenchy goalkeeper caught Meslier. Oh dear, what a mistake. Yeah, Dylan. So yeah, the other 2 substitutes that came on. Gilavogi came on very late. I thought it was kind of NA for Gilavogi. I found it very hard to try and give him a rating.
I'm going to give him a 5.
Yeah, but I think it's harsh. Because he didn't have time to make it.
But he had a great smile.
Okay, he had a lovely smile coming on then, did he?
Yeah.
He had a lovely jog on the pitch.
As long as he never plays centre back ever again, I'll happy give him a 5.
We give him a 5 because he didn't play centre back, right? We'll go with that.
Never again.
Next one, Ilya Gruev. I'm happy to see Gruev back in. I really am. I think he gives us something totally different, especially away from home as well. He's very good at breaking up the play. He's good at moving us forward. We know that he can do both sides as well. He can drive us up the pitch as well at times. Not his natural game, but he can do it. So I'm really happy to see Gruev back. And his free kick wasn't too far away as well. He looks like he has a bit of set piece in
him.
I think
he should have went to the right top corner as opposed to the left. I think it would have been, I did say that on the stream.
You should be the set piece coach.
I just think of it, look, the way you look at it, lads, when you want to do a throw, like if you're throwing something, you're obviously going to go try as far as possible, to get height on it. And I just think you were so close to the net. It was a good chance, and he went further away from the net than he should have.
Don't know about that. Yeah,
that's a wild statement, Arthur. Wild.
It's 1-1. It's 1-1 now. He just had a howler there. That's why I'm a bit behind here, but yeah, it's 1-1. He's just made a howler. So yeah, watch it back if you haven't seen it, lads. Yeah, with Gruev anyway, I went to 6 out of 10 Dylan for me for Ilya Gruev. Like I said, he's happy that he's back in the squad. There's definitely still a little bit of rust there, but I think the more he builds, the more he gets back to his fitness, he's definitely a useful player that we can have in the squad with the run in. So 6 out of 10 for Ilya Gruev for me. What did you give him?
I'm giving him. Yeah, look, I'm delighted. Same thing as you. I'm delighted to see him back in the squad. I feel a bit spoiled because there's a lot of lads that are coming back from injury, like in the midfield. Obviously,
no, but this is it then, Dylan. Then you see Solomon being injured and Aronson potentially being injured as well. So it's going to ebb and flow. There's still 4.5 months of the season left to go, so
exactly. But yeah, like it's good to see him. He's the same player that we did see. It's going to take time for him to adjust and get more minutes in the legs and become a
Yeah,
bit more fit. But yeah, he does offer a little bit more. He looks like a bit more of a defensive player. And to be quite honest with you, I'm just preferring, sounds a bit harsh, the Tanaka and Rotwell era at the time, because they just give us that little bit more of an oomph going
going
forward as
forward. Yeah,
opposed to Amadou and Gruev in that.
yeah.
Which is harsh to say, because I don't want, you could say Rotwell and Amadou this
I
week
don't
and
want
Tanaka and
to.
Gruev, in the other one. So, yeah, I'm going to give him probably a 6 as well, to be fair. I think it's a fair average score to give. You could say give him a 7, but he didn't just give you that bit more of a
Mm,
overall, you know, performance. But like he did okay. He didn't do anything wrong.
mm.
Just a free kick. He should have went for right top corner. I think it would have went in if he had just done that.
Yeah, yeah, agree, 100%, Dillo. Yeah, I think that's it then from us. Obviously tomorrow we're back for the match build up. It's a busy week ahead. Norwich City on Wednesday night, another big one. I'm confident though. I'm confident because Ellen Road it's an absolute fortress, isn't it, Dylan? This
Yeah,
season, that's 10 wins out of the last 11 games. You just look absolutely brilliant at Ellen Road. Norwich are one of them teams that they can be really, really bad on their day, or they can be really good. They're very, very inconsistent. It's very hard to tell what type of Norwich City is going to show up. Signs that's out for them. The top goal scorer in the division is a massive, massive blow to them. But you still have players that are very capable of hurting us. Do want to see a couple of changes. We'll obviously get into that a little bit more tomorrow.
on the
In
build
that,
up.
but there's a busy week ahead, busy couple of games. We're really getting into the crunch time of the season now. It's the turn of the year. It's the run up now to the March international break, isn't it? We need to get over that international break, and then
I'm
it's
actually
head on to the
dreading that
season.
already.
So,
Like I was so
but
happy
it's gonna
coming up to
fly,
Christmas.
though. It's
I know,
gonna
but I'm
fly.
so happy. Like just before Christmas, we go, oh my god, we don't have any international break now until March, and now all of a sudden, it's kind of, you could say to a certain degree coming to the end of January, February, and then all of a sudden then we've won in March, which wrecks my head. I just hate international breaks, but at the same
Yeah,
time, the lads could deal with the rest. Um, but then
just
you've
don't.
players
I
going
just
out on
don't.
international
I
break
don't
like
want
as
it. Yeah,
well.
that's what I always said. I don't want us to make that mistake. If there's needless friendlies going on in this international break, just don't let our players go. Just don't let them go. Just turn around and tell them you aren't going. We're not doing the same mistakes what we've done last year, because I understand if it's a competitive match like the way it was with Wales, totally. But we let all our players go out, and it's just, yeah. We'll come to that
Madness.
anyway. Ian does say here, solid show tonight, lads. Only stumbled upon you guys recently. Keep going. That's 3 on the bounce that I caught. Thanks very much, Ian. Yeah, look, it's myself and Dylan do say we only set up in August, Ian. We kind of had the target for the season just to get 250 subs. We're just genuine average Leeds United fans that love talking football. We'd ring each other for hours upon end after every single match to break it down. And we were just sitting in Dylan's kitchen one night. We were having a beer and some tea, and the partners were there, and they just turned around and said to us, "You two should just set up your own channel and just talk about Leeds." And yeah, it went from there. Something so small, and yeah, we're loving it, Dylan, though, aren't we? But we are just a genuine average Leeds United fan. We're not big up on tactics, big up on transfers. We just kind of off the eye, Dylan, isn't it? What we see is what we kind of say, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, look, I'm loving it, and thanks to everyone, including yourself and everyone that has been watching over the last couple of months.
To support, yeah.
I really came out of my shell. I know I do sound like Bane from Batman sometimes, or Sean Dyche, as some other people
I
like to
was
call me.
born in the dark.
So, yeah, like overall, I'm pleased with doing this. I love it, absolutely love it. And then, as Darren said there, yeah, our target was 250 at the end of the season to hit the 900 mark.
Nah, thanks, mate. That means a lot.
Yesterday,
And that's what we want to come across in. We don't want to come across as, clickbait, and we want clicks, or probably some things we say, you probably turn around and say they're two dickheads, but like,
I'm
that's
not
just
type of
it.
fella that I love when you come into the chat, and then when I do go to Leeds, come on and meet me for a pint and we'll have a chat.
Or
That's
slap
the
you in
way
the
I
head
do.
and call you a
Yeah,
dick, like.
yeah. You can slap me in the head and call me a dick, like. But
But yeah, that's the vibe that we want to get out there, in that just ordinary general Leeds United fans that, yeah, that's, as I say, speak from the heart and what to see with you. And we could be miles off, and if we are, of course, you're going to pull us up in the chat, and then we'd probably agree with just going, yeah, it was a bit of thick saying what I was saying, but that's what way we want to come across. But look, lads, we're very, very close to the 1,000 mark, which is crazy, absolutely crazy to say. Leeds fans from Dublin to even say that we've got anywhere near that at the moment. So if you haven't already, please smash a like on the video. hit subscribe to the channel, and don't be afraid to share it around as well with people that you do think might like this channel as well, because we do have a lot of things in the pipeline coming up. We're mixing a couple of things up on the channel now as well. As you can probably see, over the last couple of weeks, we've got some brilliant Leeds content creators on. We've got the likes of Joe B, Evie, Paul from Leeds Therapy, Sean from Wilco Whites. We've got Jerry Lynch from The View as well, which is obviously the biggest here in Ireland and the biggest in Leeds YouTube. So we've had so many people supporting us and helping us and willing to come onto our channel. It's amazing, and they're giving up their time for nothing for free. So yeah, it's been absolutely brilliant. But again, we can't thank you so much for all your support. We're going to keep doing what we're doing, but we can't do it without the support of you guys. So the more you like, the more you comment, the more you subscribe, the more it helps us out, the more the show gets better, and the more we keep building. Ian says, I'll come to Ireland for a point, lads. Yeah, 100% Dean. Or if you're around the Leeds area, we will be in Leeds as well. Come up and we'll have a chat and we'll have a point as well.
We will be going to Leeds for the Cardiff game, so we will let you know nearer the time where we will be. And yeah, you come meet us for a point.
Amy Tolan says, just two great lads, can clearly seen from the stream, and that, yeah, it's just class. Like, some brilliant comments that we do get. Look, lads, we leave it there. There is a busy week ahead. As I said, we will be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock for the match build up ahead of Norwich City. Then Wednesday night we will be doing a match watch along as well, so come and watch the game with us if you aren't going to Ellen Road. And then after that, it is a late one, 10:15. We will be doing a match reaction as well. And then, yeah, then we roll on then again to next week, and then we do our build up to Burnley. So, yeah, the train never stops. The OnlyLeedsBros train keeps tipping over. Dillo, and to say before we wrap it up, and all aboard. And to say before we wrap it up, Dylan, and say goodnight to the peeps.
Yeah, love yous all. Thanks very much for tuning in. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
See you all again soon. Mind yourselves, mind each other, and have a great week.